Kicks to Capella.
To get that one off with the size difference there, that makes it a tough individual.
Guys going in there and challenging them like...
Gee, that was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about point?
Catching up on the changes for Orlando. And here's Thornton. He's had some playing time, but no.
A night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball.
Boy, I tell you what, guys, he's an extremely strong finisher. I'm surprised he wasn't able to... Tell you what, Kevin, they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
Clark, that deficit. Here's Harden. Capella kicks to Thornton. Misses off the left iron.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
And so they foul intentionally. Well, Clark, you follow international basketball so much, and Mauro Hezonja isn't a new name to you.
No, it's not, but I'm actually looking forward to seeing him do things in the NBA. Only played sparingly up until now, but the talent and skills he possesses, they get your attention.
Well, Hezonja has been playing as a pro since his 14th birthday.
Yeah, it happens that way in Europe.
And with Hezonja, it is all about what he might do in the future. He has great athleticism, very good size at his position, and already has great skill in terms of scoring the basketball.
We've got 22 seconds left to play in the first half. Here's Ilyasova, and down it goes, jamming that one home.
Maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that.
And we know he's capable of those memorable dunks.
Yeah, and when he's got a lead like that, why not take a few chances? A lot more engaging and entertaining than just doing the old ho-hum one-hander.
No breathing room at all to take that shot.
Here's Hezonja. So we've reached the end of the first half of play. Magic lead by 13. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, James, throughout the first half, you struggled with turnovers. Is keeping better control of the ball a major focus?
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the 2K Sports Half. Out in front at the half is Orlando. They have a 13-point lead. And let's go to Shaq. What did you think of their first half?
Well, Ernie Kenny, the offense was running. Woo.
And that's going to do it for now, as the second half is almost ready to get.
Ladies and gentlemen. And as we welcome you back, Oladipo really making a difference here.
You just love it when the decision-making is as good as it was there in that first half. Didn't force anything.
Guys, I think here in the second half, though, they may want him to be a little more assertive. Start hunting.
And it's blocked by Gordon. And as it goes out of bounds, Houston able to keep the ball here. And so here is Houston, trailing by 13. Block shots, a stat that sometimes doesn't tell the whole story. Big-time shot blockers aren't always elite defenders. And then the opposite is true. Their block shot totals don't quite capture that great impact they really have defensively.
You know, and Akeem the Dream, certainly one of the greatest all-around players to have ever played the game. An endless array of offensive moves down low, no doubt. And defensively, his numbers speak for themselves. Almost 4,000 career blocks, 2 Defensive Player of the Year awards, just a legendary low-post defender.
Gordon and Vucevic together in the post. The backcourt is Payton and Oladipo, and it's Fournier in at the 3. So that's who Scott Skiles starts the second half with. Rockets trail by 15.
And the Rockets have lost out on some free agent wars the past few years. They have remained competitive, but you wonder what could have been if they landed or kept some of those big names. And they're 1 of 4 here to start the second half.
Harden has a wide open look. Great look, but off the mark. Magic leading by 13. Payton passes to Gordon. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a 3-point play.
Great job to hit his teammate on that move, Kevin.
On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe.
Numbers this year at the line below 70, so when he's getting to the line, not nearly as effective as you'd like.
You know, guys, that's not quite the same success rate he had at the line last year, although it is somewhat in the neighborhood of last year's numbers.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
Well, Dwight Howard had that back surgery, and he's had knee trouble, and he is no longer quite as dominant, Clark, as a player we saw back in certainly his younger days in Orlando.
Yeah, but nonetheless, Kevin, he's still in the conversation for best centers in the NBA. I think he remains a superstar big man when he's healthy.
Gordon dishes to Oladipo. Second chance shot, and he gets that one to go off the front iron. Oladipo's got 15 points.
They're spraying them home from mid-range today, guys.
Finding the gaps in the defense and really just slicing and dicing them right now.
Timeout. Called the Rockets.
And you remember back in Orlando, Dwight Howard, a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, not to mention a slam dunk title. He's lost some of that lift, but still has more than just about any other center in our league.
To the middle.
Hall. Just call him the Beard. James Harden, not just iconic, but also entering the conversation for the best player in the NBA.
I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen throughout, just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively turning into quick points.
And that can't continue. I mean, if they hope to get back in this game, I mean, it's really deflating from a morale standpoint. They need stops and points, not turnovers.
And speaking of Harden and being the best, he'd certainly tell you so. He referred to himself as the best all-around player in the league. What do you think?
And I think he's right in that category. A lot of people laughed him off when he said that, but he's been a legitimate MVP candidate. His defense has gotten better, and obviously his offensive game is off the charts.
Launches a three. Another miss by Houston.
Yeah, the offense scuffling a bit to start this second half. Only area in terms of dealing passing.
The drive by Gordon. Plays it up and banks it in. Gordon's got 11.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
To stop the run. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. 14 points for James Harden.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Outside Gordon. We've got 1:55 left to play here in the third. That's good.
All of the scoring in tight is coming at that end of the court.
You know, they found the holes in the defense and really doing a great job of exploiting them.
Brewer. And it's Orlando with the rebound. Gordon's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Stolen by Beverly. Smith against Ariza. Outside Gordon. Passes it to Fournier. Shot clock at 6. And it's Gordon penetrating. And they have their chances. 2 offensive rebounds. But they still come up empty. And Brewer kicks to Harden. Another miss by Houston.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
Smith the pass to Gordon. There's 38 seconds left to play here in the third. The layup missed. Harden inside the 3-point line. They get it back. Now the feed to Capella. Over Gordon. Again, the miss by Harden.
He's going to play his way right onto the bench and out of the game if he continues.
Such a strong finisher on the fast break.
And, Greg, I love the fact he's always in control. Even though he's going at breakneck speed, he still maintains his body.
He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. The wide open look here for Terry. No good on the triple.
Oh, that's a tough three-point try when you've got the defense right there.
Well, he'd have to be really good to knock down a shot like that against that kind of defense.
And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. It's the Magic as they end the third quarter on a 20-7 run. And we're coming right back after this break to get the fourth quarter underway. And we're rolling here again with the fourth quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. Now a timeout called by Houston.
You know, it hasn't always been the case in the NBA, but parity is at a...
We need to calm down. We're taking too many shots early in the clock. Let's get some ball movement and run something on the offensive end. Keep it simple. Throw down the side or run some pick and roll up top.
And so it's Houston with it. That'll be game 4 of the 6-game road trip. Fourth quarter on the court for the Rockets. Smith at the power forward with Howard at the center. Lawson out there with Terry. And it's Thornton in at the small forward.
With the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be. Firmly in control of this game.
And no doubt about it, rebounding is an effort stat, folks. They've been more determined than their opponent thus far.
Here's Howard. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. Howard's got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for the Rockets. Pass to Napier. The shot's good. Jennings making the play.
In the mid-range. Rarely the hallmark of efficiency in today's NBA, but it is on point tonight.
It sure is, Greg. It might be the strongest aspect of their offense here.
Here's Thornton. Jennings with the rebound. The Magic shooting at 52% from the field. They're clicking. Jacks up a three. A second chance effort, and Azania gets it to go.
Almost uncontested. I mean, it's nice to be able to add to the lead without having to really work for it.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
In the corner, Napier with it. Shoots. And it's Orlando with another. And a chance now to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for the Magic.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
And also, how about the points they've gotten in transition or on the fast break tonight? That's been a huge factor as well.
From 15 feet away. And out of bounds as the Magic will gain possession. Jason Smith, he's checked in for Orlando. Houston also making some changes. Capella's checked in, and it's Harrell in for Ty Lawson. Game moves along. 2 minutes gone here in the fourth. Here's Napier. Smith dishes to Fry. And Orlando has possession. Houston's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. We're in the fourth quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone. And for Commissioner Silver arguing for legalized sports betting, that's a major reversal from what most sports commissioners Clark had said in the past.
Yeah, you know, I like his open-mindedness, not just about that issue, but a number of issues that confront the league. And, you know, he's right in regards to the gambling. With the internet, people are making these bets anyway, so it makes sense for the league to take a look at it.
Second chance shot. Thornton, no good.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it, gritty and rough, but that's how you win games.
Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in. Thornton's got 4 points this quarter.
Now there's something for the top 10 highlight reel right there. A layup can be just as sweet and as pretty as a dunk sometimes.
And he gets the bucket.
Just a little confusion among the D as to who was supposed to be on it.
Down low. Capella with the bucket.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
Just beautiful when they play the game like this.
Pass to Napier. Thornton against Jennings. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. And guys, Brandon Jennings, some people love his chaotic game. Some can't stand it. One of the more polarizing talents in the NBA.
Yeah, I don't think he'll ever shoot for an efficient percentage or become a lockdown defender, Kevin. He's an offensive catalyst. He pushes the action, and he'll go on scoring binges, but I think he does more good than bad with his style of play.
Fournier is checked in for the Magic.
And talking about Brandon Jennings, he has an endless bag of tricks. Keeping the ball literally on a string, makes behind the back, no look, and off the backboard passes few players would even try. That unpredictability, though, can make him difficult to check and often forces defenders into positions from which they can't recover. And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Magic.
But, Steve, you know, you don't see this kind of a blowout often. But tonight, this is a quality win across the board to deliver out, Clark, this kind of punishment to him.
Well, you know what? I thought they did a nice job of playing against the game. They kept the pressure on and clearly were dominant in every area.
And so this is going to end up as victory number 24 on the year.
And they put themselves into the driver's seat in regards to the season series with this team. Tonight's win will give them a 2-1 edge with only one left to play.
You know, no matter what happens next time they meet, I think this was the biggest game they'll play against each other this season. Getting that 2-1 advantage means so much.
And when you look back at this one, what an amazing performance this was for Oladipo. You have to focus on the steals he came up with. They were huge factors in the end result. They clearly look like a different team now. Suddenly, they've got some energy out on the floor.
Yeah, but it's come a little too late to have a real impact on the game, though. We call this box score window dressing. All it's going to do is make the numbers look a little better than it was.
The pass to Capella. In the corner, Thornton with it. And so it's Orlando taking this one by a big margin.
The 2K Sports postgame show.